Hey, what's up YouTube? Just doing a video on this guy over the MIDI functions and how to set it up for MIDI. So what you have to do is you have to have the mixer off for the first time. Like the first time you're going to set up MIDI or whatever, you have to have it off. And you have to have it unplugged from the PC. And what you do is you turn it on with it unplugged from the PC or the Mac. I'm using the Mac for this example. So you wait for it to load up. And then what you do, you go right here, utilities, USB A, USB B. Let me try focusing. You click on that and it comes out with utility audio 1. You grab this little knob right here, the effects select, and you scroll till you get to number 2, which is system, and then you press in to select. The first option is frequencies. That's the frequency, but that's for the sound card, and that's a different video. The next one is PC and Mac. This is what you want. What you do is you click down on the wheel and you select and then you scroll to what you want. If I had a PC, I'd press in again and it would select a PC and I'd leave it that way. But since I have a Mac, I'm running this on a Mac, I select Mac, and this has to be done with the USB unplugged. If the USB is plugged in while you're doing this, it will say cannot select or cannot scroll, and you'll know that it's you'll know that that's the problem, and that you have to turn off the whole entire mixer again, unplug it, turn it back on, and redo it, and then turn it off again, and then replug it in. It's kind of long. It's kind of difficult process if you don't get it right the first time, but as long as you set it up once, it should be fine. But since I moved between PC and Mac, I gotta turn it on, turn it off a couple of times if I have to go to that for like karaoke and stuff, and I want to use MIDI. But so yeah, and then the next one is your version, your newest firmware, which mine's the newest one, 2000. So yeah, to exit out of this, you just hit back and stuff, and all you had to do was just select the type of laptop you were using, you know, Mac or PC, and then what you do, turn it off. Now you plug it in, turn it back on, and from now on, whenever you do this, you have to have the mixer plugged in first before you turn it on. It's I think all MIDI controllers, you have to do this. You have to have it plugged in before you turn it on or something like that, so it knows that it's plugged in. Because if you unplug it, if I was to unplug it on accident or whatever, I'd have to shut off the whole entire mixer and restart it all over. But you won't have to mess around with the settings no more, because it saves it onto the mixer. So what you do to make sure that this works, you go to applications on the Mac, you go to utilities, and you go to audio MIDI setup, which is the little keyboard on 10.6, and then you should see right here in audio inputs DN-X1600. That's how you know it's set up. And it'll come to this place later on when you're setting up the sound card, but that's a different video. Now what you do is you open up Serato or Tractor, but I'm demonstrating on Serato because that's what I use. Plug it in. Plug in your Serato box. So once you have Serato opened up and you know your mixer's hooked up and everything, now comes the fun part, assigning everything. So the first thing I want to do, assign the main thing to show people that probably have a question about this mixer, is I'm going to start I'm going to start the demo video, and here's my box. Let's make this smaller so it doesn't get in the way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to MIDI. Up here, this is how you assign things on Scratch Live. You hit MIDI. On Tractor, I guess you'd hit MIDI if you have a MIDI option. And then I wanna assign that crossfader right there for video. So I select on it, and then it turns red or orange, dark orange, and it says move MIDI control to move MIDI control you wish to assign, or hit return to unassign. So I want to assign this the crossfader. So since I moved it, it knows that that's what I want to control. So automatically it moves. So now the crossfader is my video fader in Serato. And the cool thing about this mixer is that MIDI, you can set it up to do I could either use this to MIDI this to do the video crossfade if I wanted to, or any of these knobs, but this is more ideal. So now I can scratch my videos, and I will show you guys what it looks like. So to exit on MIDI, you just hit MIDI again, so it goes away from being orange. I'm just gonna hit hide video SL. I'm gonna go to all videos. Gonna have like 3 videos. Gonna load up 2. So I'm scratching right here. And you can hear the audio because the crossover's on the left side. And I let this play. And it's playing fine, and the video's right there. And I'm scratching it, and the video's moving back and forth. And so it's playing like that. Now if you didn't have a MIDI controller, the way you go from one video file to the other, you'd either have if you didn't have like a MIDI mixer like this, you'd have to have like the exponent with like the faders and assign those, or use these. This is what Paul the DJ used to use until he got his rain mixer. But now with MIDI and this, just easily assigning it like that, all I have to do, sorry if this isn't in beat because I'm trying to film with one hand. Now look at the video. That's the Time, the Dirty Bit by the Black Eyed Peas. And then that's Ghost and Stuff, the video. So it transitions just like if I was mixing real audio. So that's how you MIDI this mixer. Really simple. If I wanted to say make this my cue points, I still gotta figure out how to switch from side to side. But if I wanted to make this let's say my right cue points, this is what I do. I go back to MIDI, make sure that MIDI is orange. Then there will be a little box, green box, over the play. I click on play so it turns orange. I hit page 1. Bam, that's my first cue point. So check this out. I play. You can MIDI actually this whole entire effects section right here. Since this line's connected, you hit MIDI, this turns blue, and now all these parameters and buttons are MIDI mappable. So if I wanted to, I'm going to try MIDIing this to my cue point. So I hit this. I don't know if you wanted to do something crazy like this. So yeah, you can map this whole entire effects section too, and then just to go back to the regular effects, you unhit that and it goes back to the regular mixer. Same thing with this. If I wanted these buttons, like the Q button, if I wanted it to do something, the effects send, if I wanted it to do something with MIDI, these knobs, I would just assign them like that. And then once I wanted to use the MIDI function, I just hit MIDI map, and it would work.